A psychic wept mid-reading. Your name lit up like fire. Someone is still choosing you in secret. She said, they regret the silence more than the storm. You already knew, didn't you? What they did in private is now unraveling in dreams. God is letting you see. He saw the one who walked away, staring at your picture, shaking. Someone spoke your name in a trance. Heaven heard it echo. There's someone who won't sleep until they make things right with you. A psychic kept hearing bells. Wedding bells. For you. After years of heartbreak. She gasped. They never stopped loving you. They just broke trying to prove it. Your name is the shadow in their mind they can't cleanse. Every path they chose away from you led to fire. The psychic clutched her chest. This love was written in blood, not ink. They were warned. Walk away and you'll ache forever. They walked anyway. She whispered, this pain in you is ancient. You've lost them in every life. Someone is trying to undo what hell convinced them to destroy. She saw a ring. Not lost, delayed. It still waits for your finger. The one who denied you dreams of your forgiveness nightly. She heard screaming. Your soul calling theirs back from their own undoing. Your silence is haunting them louder than your words ever did. The psychic fell silent, then said, they are coming back. Prepare your heart. He was warned in spirit. Hurt them and you hurt yourself. Someone prayed, then saw your face. You're their only answer. She touched the cards and saw hands trembling, reaching for you. Their new relationship is just a bandage over your absence. A psychic cried out, this is love undone by fear, not fate. Your name won't leave their lips, even when they swear it has. You've been showing up in their mirror, but it's their guilt that's bleeding. She said, this love has crossed lifetimes. It won't surrender easily. They ask God why he keeps putting you in every message. He stays silent. A psychic collapsed mid-reading. She saw you two kneeling at an altar. Every person they tried to love was just a poor echo of you. You're the one that broke their pride, so now they break in private. The psychic whispered, your name is tattooed on their next lifetime too. They can't escape the way you prayed for them, even in their rebellion. Something sacred happened the night you cried out. Heaven documented it. She kept hearing the same thing. They need forgiveness before they fall. Your dreams are exposing what they're hiding in daylight. You were the prophecy they tried to outrun. The love they buried is growing again in the places they feel most hollow. The psychic paused and wrote one word, return. They kept your message, even the deleted one. The silence around them is now screaming with your voice. She warned, if they don't come back now, they may lose you forever. He asked the cards what he fears most. They spelled your name. Someone is searching psychics because your face won't leave their soul. A psychic touched your photo and said, this is twin flame warfare. You were the prayer they never deserved. Now they're the storm you outgrew. The spirit guides showed her a vision. You, holding the ring they never gave. They're haunted by your goodbye. It replays in God's silence. She said, you'll see them again, but it won't be the version you lost. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. Their shadow still kneels where they last saw you smile. She saw the moment they chose fear over you. It cracked the sky. You were their soul's reward. They spent it foolishly. Every time they say your name wrong, the angels cry. You were never a phase. You were the prophecy. She touched the tarot and saw fire where your hands once held peace. You were the storm that woke them, but they ran back to sleep. Someone is searching through spiritual doors trying to undo your absence. She said, he's looking for her in every stranger's eyes. Their new love is paper. Yours was stone. The reading turned cold when your name came up. They feared you'd moved on. The psychic saw a letter with your name. Unsent. Ink still wet. She gasped. The betrayal wasn't the end. It was the awakening. They had to lose you to finally hear God. You were never their lesson. You were the calling. Their regret now prays where their ego once stood. The spirits showed her a door. They must choose it or repeat the wound. Someone's watching your photos. Not to forget, but to feel alive. She said, they still whisper to the pillow you touched. This pain isn't random. It's the soul demanding truth. Your absence is the only thing that feels real in their new life. The psychic whispered your full name with tears. The more they deny you, the louder heaven intervenes. She saw chains as past her pride, and your name breaking them both. The spirit realm doesn't forget who loved honestly. She said, God is bending their path back toward you. Their pride bought them loneliness in full. You were the prophecy they dismissed. Now they read signs in agony. She heard your soul cry out, and the room went still. You were too divine to be their secret. The psychic said, he's been seeing her in dreams, drenched in white. The breakup didn't end it. It exposed it. You are the only truth left in their illusions. She touched your energy and said, you are still their altar. The lie they told about you is the nightmare they now live. Their healing began the day they stopped blaming you. The psychic drew a sword. This connection is under divine warfare. They regret laughing at your faith. Now they beg for your prayers. She whispered, someone is fasting just to forget you. God is giving them dreams of you, so they finally confess. The day they broke you was the day their blessings slowed. She read your past life. You chose them every time. The silence is no longer safe. Spirit is shaking the truth loose. Your name is hidden in every song they pretend not to hear. She saw the one who betrayed you, weeping beside a grave. They carry your rejection like scripture. Read daily, felt deeply. The psychic screamed they were warned. They chose loss anyway. Even the cards won't speak when your truth is ignored. She said, you are the test they failed, but grace is watching. Their next chapter still has your name in the footnotes. They can't erase the guilt. Your name is stitched into their consequences. The psychic trembled. You were the one who loved without transaction. God is forcing them to feel what they once ignored in you. You were never too much. You were just too real. She touched your energy and said, they broke a sacred vow. Their punishment, waking up and still feeling your spirit beside them. She saw the ring again. Only this time you weren't waiting. The angels replayed the moment they let you go. It hurt them too. A psychic cried, this person regrets their entire script. You left behind more than love. You left a mirror. They looked for healing in lust, but found only shadows of you. She saw their face contorted, not from anger, but from haunting clarity. You were the test wrapped in tenderness. They failed it gently. She whispered, you'll never beg for what already belongs to you. Their karma has your voice, and it speaks loudly now. Someone is trembling, not because of fear, but because they saw your light too late. The vision showed them weeping in church. Your name was the prayer. Every missed call is now a memory hitting them in waves. A psychic collapsed mid-reading. Your name was the reason. She saw your face, wrapped in light but weeping. They touched the cards and flinched. Your energy burned through. You still visit them in their sleep, soft but unrelenting. She whispered, they lied to everyone except the mirror. The reading stopped when your name surfaced. Even spirit held its breath. She saw a reunion delayed by pride, not time. Their silence isn't strength. It's fear dressed in regret. She said, you were their divine detour. They chose the dead road. Someone keeps dreaming of you, holding their future. Your name still triggers sacred unrest in their chest. They regret asking for peace if it meant losing your presence. You were not just loved. You were a revelation. The cards flipped. Again your initials, again their shame. The moment they chose silence, spirit chose exposure. Your tears were recorded in realms they've never visited. They thought they could bury you. They forgot. Seeds rise. A psychic choked on your energy. It was too honest. What they thought was closure was actually karma. She said, "Your heartbreak is holy. That's why it aches louder. Even their happiest moments echo your absence. You are the reason their spirit still feels watched. Their punishment, watching you heal without them. You keep showing up in signs because you were the sign." The psychic whispered, "They're looking for you in every future." They knew it was over the moment you smiled in surrender. You were their answered prayer. They weren't ready to believe it. She saw your past life. You left them then too. The angels warned them. They loved their ego more. You weren't a phase. You were the path. The psychic trembled. Their soul still calls for yours at dawn. God is revealing what they did behind your back because you didn't deserve confusion. Their regret is now a language only the soul understands. You loved them in ways their ancestors prayed for. She said, "This love was buried alive. It's coming back screaming." You are the voice in their quietest shame. The lies they told about you have begun unraveling. She saw chains snapping. Your name was the sound. They begged spirit to undo what they destroyed. You were never hard to love. You were hard to keep lying to. Their dreams of you aren't dreams. They're divine reminders. The psychic flinched. This soul won't stop crying for the one it lost. You weren't their test. You were their timeline. They miss you where they said they healed. You still live rent-free in their sacred memory. Your love didn't break them. Their fear did. Spirit refuses to let them forget you. The psychic whispered, "The contract isn't over. It's just paused. The pain you feel is theirs returning to sender." If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. You showed up in their latest reading, glowing, distant, watching. You were never too much. They were just too small. God made you leave so you could finally be seen. They keep trying to replace you. It keeps failing. The truth they fear most is still shaped like you. You were not a chapter. You were the whole book. The psychic said, "Your love is what kept their demons quiet." You're not crazy. You felt the break before it happened. Even their new person sees you in their shadow. They betrayed you quietly. Now, karma speaks loudly. You left love in their hands. They burned it. She saw your initials wrapped in red thread, unfinished vows. Their biggest regret? Underestimating how divine your love really was. You were not a mistake. You were the mercy. Spirit showed them your smile right before their peace left. The psychic asked your name aloud. Heaven responded, "They can't forget you. You live where truth lives." Every ignored message is now a ghost that follows them. You were the altar they kept skipping. She saw your name under unfinished destiny. They mocked your love, but begged for it in private. Your name still brings chills when spoken. The apology they never gave is now their prison. God exposed your absence to them through loss. She said, "They keep trying to manifest what they once destroyed." Your presence still makes the air shift when they remember. They can't forget you. You were their only peace. You weren't dramatic. You were discerning. The psychic cried. They loved you more than they could admit. They gave you up, but God didn't. You don't show up in their memories. You are the memory. She whispered. They dream of undoing what they've done. Their silence was loud, but not as loud as their sorrow. You were the only thing they ever feared losing. The reading ended with a warning. Return or regret forever. They know it's you. They've always known. You still echo in their peace. She saw the grave of your old love, marked by growth. They don't want closure. They want resurrection. You weren't wrong. You were ahead. The universe has started revealing your worth. Publicly, she said, they'll see your face when they fall. Their guilt still walks the same halls your spirit left. You were the safest place they ever ruined. Even spirit is mourning what they threw away. Your heart wasn't broken. It was redirected. The truth is you're unforgettable, and they're tired of pretending. She saw your new beginning. It was brighter without them. They whispered your name last night, in a room they swore you never entered. You're no longer waiting. You're rising. They touched a candle. It flickered violently. Your name was near. She saw a reunion, but only if pride dies first. Their soul still limps from walking away from you. You were the miracle. They asked for signs instead. The psychic whispered. Your tears summoned angels. Someone is now being undone. They wear someone else's smile, but their heart wears your grief. You're not forgotten, you're forbidden, and that's why it still hurts them. Their karmic lesson is spelled like your name. You keep showing up in every path they take away from you. The silence isn't peaceful. It's punishment. She said, they looked into a mirror and saw you. You were their softest battle. They still lost. Spirit refused to finish the reading. Your soul already knew. They reached for healing in another, but bled your name. You loved them through a veil of prophecy. They called it fantasy. She saw the moment they realized you were irreplaceable. You were not a wound. You were the warning. Their tears will never be enough, but you'll feel them. You were the home they left chasing hollow rooms. She whispered. They still search the stars for the love they buried. What they called distance was actually divine intervention. You didn't lose them. God removed them to reveal you. They didn't choose peace. They chose numbness. You don't need closure. The truth is already echoing. A psychic gasped. You were never meant to stay hurt. Rise. You were the truth they couldn't admit out loud. They're haunted by the love they mocked. Even time bends for love this divine. She saw them reaching for you through someone else's hands. God hid your name inside every lesson they refused. They loved you, but not enough to heal for you. The moment they left you, their protection left them. You weren't the storm. You were the shelter they abandoned. You'll feel it when they finally break open. The psychic cried, you're the ache that made them believe in soulmates.